Hey everyone, this is Manly Badass Zero and welcome to Pen Pal, which is a horror game where someone starts leaving you strange notes in the middle of the night, and for some reason, you decide to start responding to these notes. Who's there? We live in a very grey lifestyle. Who could be knocking at this time of night? The way the lighting is very claustrophobic. It's like the ceiling is low, but it's not. Dear Thomas, my name is Larry Prickender, and I'm writing you to ask about the idea of possibly exchanging letters between us. Oh sure, I'll exchange letters with you person who just left a note in my house. I've been rather lonely as of late due to recent circumstance. So for the past few weeks I've been going door to door, leaving people notes like this. Oh god. Since I haven't anyone to talk to, I would like to ask you if you would be comfortable with keeping me in contact for a little while, so I would have someone to regularly write to. Having a pen pal is tons of fun, and it's been a good while since I've had one. You could tell me about your interests, happenings of your life, or perhaps you could write me if you ever feel you just need somebody to project your thoughts onto. Hope to hear back from you. Sincerely, Larry. They use a smiley face. We can trust him. I better go write a reply upstairs. Sure. This whole house is so surreal. Like, I'm pretty sure it's intentional, because it's black and white for the most part, right? The lighting is like low to the ground. And the way it's spaced and the objects are is interesting. Now what's this? Fuse box? That might come up later. So I'll also add, it was on the game's description page. This is apparently a multi-ending game. Or at least 2 endings anyway. And they claim that how we respond and deal with these letters is what's going to affect the ending in so many words. Okay, so we have 2 choices here. Choose one of these pre-written responses to reply to the note you received. Let's see, the left one is, Dear Larry, the idea of exchanging letters sounds acceptable to me. I'm quite fond of writing and reading, and I haven't got a clue on what to write as of late. I'm also interested to know about your life and your hobbies and such. I think being pen pals would be a very neat experience. I would also like to ask you why you've been lonely. If you don't mind me doing so, hope to hear from you again. The other one is, I would love to be your pen pal, although I would greatly appreciate if you could refrain from sending me notes at such a late hour, since I work in the mornings and need my rest. I'm sorry you've been lonely lately, and I can't wait to get to know you better. I actually had a pen pal when I was much younger, so I do know how fun it can be to have one. A couple things about me that you should know. I love dogs, my favorite color is red, nice, and I love to watch movies. I enjoy making new friends, so this proposition is perfect for me. Anyways, thank you for writing me and I await your reply. I'll go with the left one. Right. Go back to bed. You rest your head and mail a letter in the morning. Okay, this game's taking place over the span of days. It feels good to have a friend, doesn't it? Sure. I better go answer the door. This is a curious premise for a game. It's interesting anyway. Dear Thomas, fantastic. I'm super excited to have someone to talk to, and look forward to getting to know you as well. I'd simply love to hear some things about your life, if you're comfortable with sharing. A few things to know about me is that I love cats. My favorite color is blue, and my favorite thing to do in my spare time is write. Speaking of which, I also wanted to say that I love reading and writing just like you. And I think it's great we have that in common. Oh, and to the question you asked me in your previous reply, I don't think I'm exactly comfortable with sharing the reason as to why I've been lonely. Have you been murdering people? So it is rather personal. Anyhow, it was wonderful writing to you, and I look forward to hearing back from you again. Sincerely, Larry. It seemed fine enough. What can go wrong? Let's go back and write a reply. Do I hear something? I'm just hearing stuff. No, I'm definitely hearing something. I am hearing of the things. So when I did some exploring, there is a secret note here, I think. Well, it's not so secret, it's kind of out in the open. I'm going to ignore it. I know some people will be annoyed by that, because I want to save that for another round for the game. Because that's probably related to getting a better ending, and I don't want to necessarily hit some kind of scripting where like I cheat myself out of a lot of the game too early. Which can happen, depending on how they decide to pace the game. Dear Larry, lovely to hear from you again, Larry. It was very interesting to hear about things you're interested in, as it helped me to get to know you better. One thing that I would like to ask is why you deliver your letters at such a late time. I find it rather disrupting to my sleep, which is important to me since I work in the morning, you vampire. Anyways, I'm very glad we both enjoy reading and writing, and that I now have someone that I can write to consistently. One thing I'd like to ask you is where you work, as I'm curious if you work from home or go to an office. I personally go to work, but I know a lot of people are stuck at home. Sorry if it's a bit of a random question, but I just thought I'd ask. Happy to have heard from you, and I wait your reply, and the right one says, Hello, pleasure writing to you again. No problems with you not wanting to answer my question, by the way, about why you've been lonely. I realize that it was rather insensitive of me to ask, and I apologize. It was also very nice to hear about your interests, and I want to say I like a lot of the same things, though I do prefer dogs over cats, personally. I'd like to ask you how you've been feeling lately, especially with all the recent events that have been taking place in the world. Just asking to see if there's anything I can do to help you out if you need it. Nice writing to you. Let's go to the left one again. So interesting enough, it did change what they were based on what our previous one was. It's not just like, I'm assuming the same two pairs every time. So there's gotta be a correct route on these letters. I'm assuming you have to find these like other letters too written around the house. You rest your head, mail a letter in the morning. You feel a sense of unease. Well, okay. I mean, we should feel a sense of unease, but hey. Maybe more atmospheric noises. Better go answer the door. Here's the thing. If there was a letter near the fuse box, that means they're getting inside our house. There's not just sliding inside the door. Dear Thomas, a pleasure to receive your reply. To answer your question about my current working conditions, as of right now, I am unemployed. I'm staying at my girlfriend's house right now, and she's been trying her best to keep me in great spirits until I can find a new place of employment. COVID has hit me quite hard as it hit some others, so I'm doing quite fine. Thank you for asking, though. It's nice to know there's still people who care in these times. Put down, Larry.
targeted at people of this neighborhood and the surrounding areas. On further investigation, several notes were uncovered inside the home of the victim, seeming to have been from the attacker, leading authorities to believe that this is the killer's calling card of sorts. Local residents are being warned to stay indoors, as attempts to catch the killer are still underway.
A killer that leaves notes in houses like a calling card. Well, that has nothing to do with me. I mean, this person's an upstanding citizen. Clearly. Okay, so left one. Dear Larry, hello, you did not answer my question. Why do you insist on delivering your notes at such a late hour? As I said previously, it's incredibly disruptive to my sleep, which I need since I work in the morning. Please do not be sending me a letter this time of night again. Right one. Dear Larry, hello again. It was nice to hear that you've been well with your girlfriend, and I'm sorry that you're unemployed. I myself have been without work before, and it can be very difficult, but it does sound like you have a wonderful girlfriend who's willing to help you out in these times. Having someone there for you can be super helpful. It was lovely to hear back from you. We'll go with the left one. I'm curious, should you dodge the questions and that's how you survive? Or should you, like, get straight to the point? So it's like, oh man, this person's really on top of it. I don't want to, like, murder them. You know, if I was a murderer and all. You rest your head and mail a letter in the morning. Don't be scared. Wait, what? I better go answer the door. I didn't hear no knock. Getting a little worried. Said, don't be scared. If I heard something. We're good. Sorry, Tom. I just love the night air. Smiley face. Well, I can trust a smiley face. Go upstairs and write a reply. Oh god! What was that? Find a fuse to put in the kitchen breaker to turn the power back on. I'm getting out of the house. Flashlight, stop blinking. Or maybe that's me blinking. No. No. Go away. Stop it. Can't. Is that a fuse? I couldn't tell. It was just a block. Okay, we're good. God! Pen pal. Well, that was the bad ending, I'm assuming. The little end section was actually kind of creepy. It was simple, but it was kind of creepy enough. It was delivered well enough. Oh yes, the bad ending. Of course. Well, it's a bad ending for us, not for the pen pal. So we're gonna try to get the good ending now. Go look for these notes. Oh look, a note. Dear Laura. It was a trash can. You found a note in the trash, yeah. Dear Laura, I'm sorry I never meant to hurt you. I only ever wanted the best for you. I made a stupid mistake and I've paid for it. Please don't make the wound deeper. We've known each other for years and I can't live without you here. I just want to see your beautiful blue eyes once again and have you in my arms. Can we not work through this together, just like we have with everything? Please don't ignore me. I view my word as empty. I will continue to write you for as long as it takes, just like we used to write each other. I'm so sorry I need you, Laura. That's one. I'm curious if there's multiple per day or just one per day. So last time we went with the left one, let's go with the right one. And let's go back to bed. Okay, so new letter. Wonderful, happy you decided to be my pen pal. Thank you for telling me about some of your interests, by the way. I love getting to know new people, and I also know how fun it is to have someone to write to. Since I have had several pen pals in the past, yeah, you have. Nothing beats being able to share your thoughts with others. Speaking of which, this is kind of a random question. What kind of security system do you have in your house? When dropping off my previous letter, I noticed some kind of electronic alarm by your door. I'm just asking because I've been searching for some kind of security system lately, since quite a few robberies happen where I live. Better safe than sorry, am I right? Anyways, it was wonderful hearing back from you and I hope to write you again. There he is, not very subtle. Yeah, so, what kind of security system you got going on there? You know, just need to sneak into your house. Just need to get on in there. You know, no reason in particular. Just need to be in your house. Smell your sheets. Oh, wait, what? Okay, so 2 letters here, left one. Dear Larry, while it was very nice to hear back from you, I honestly don't feel comfortable sharing the information you requested. Sorry, but I would just feel a lot safer if I kept my security information to myself. You could go online and find a great security system quite easily if you'd like. Anyways, I'm just curious, I'd like to ask you how you've been faring lately, especially with all the recent events that have been taking place in the world. COVID's been affecting quite a few people, I just wanted to inquire about your current living arrangements to see how it's treating you. Right one. Hello, I'm glad you got my reply. I personally use Silver Pyramid Security Interface since I find it extremely effective against break-ins and vandalism. Which you won't do. Funny story, actually. Once the camera actually did catch someone trying to break into my house, and the alarm set off immediately. It scared him away. It's super cool and easy to set up. You can look that up online if you want to buy it. I do know the neighborhood you're in tends to have quite a bit of crime, so definitely think you could benefit from it. Oh, and I wanted to quickly ask you what your favorite book is, so you both love reading and writing. I personally love The Giver by Lewis Laurie. I wait your response. Yeah, just choose. Let's just go down this route. I wasn't able to find a letter, by the way. I'm curious if for the letters to spawn, you gotta choose the right answer in the first place. Because before I chose a suspicious answer, I saw a letter spawn in the fuse box room. Your eyelids trap you in even more blackness. Better go answer the door. Dear Thomas, thank you very much for telling me which security system you use. You are correct in saying my neighborhood has quite a lot of crime, so I think this will help a bunch. And I honestly don't think I have a favorite book. There are several literary works that tend to be enthralling. If I had to choose only one, I think I'd pick The Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe. I enjoy that story quite a bit. Now, I do have a question I would like to ask you. I just like to ask this question to people to get to know them better. Have you ever been in a relationship that just didn't work out, and you feel like it's your fault? Like you could have just done better? I just thought I would ask you. Larry. Dear Larry, no problem, man. Helping out like this is the least I could do, and I also really enjoy The Telltale Heart. I actually appreciate several of Edgar Allan Poe's writings. I think it definitely has a flair to it. And to your question, I have not been in that situation before. I have been in relationships in the past that didn't quite work, but it was always a mutual agreement to leave each other, and I never really felt like a breakup was my fault. Why do you ask? Right letter is, hello again, I'm glad the security system I recommend will help you out. If you need any more help with anything, I'm happy to oblige. Now, I do have to say that the question you asked in the previous note was rather out of nowhere. I also don't think that I'll answer it due to how personal it is. And since I barely know you, is there any reason in particular you asked this question? Go to the left one. This one seems more positive. So my guess right now is the suspicious answers are going to be the ones you need to survive. Because like I said, I have not seen any notes spawn since I've been choosing the positive answers. Why do bad things happen to good people? Me. But I could be wrong, you know. We'll see. Perhaps by choosing positive answers, we actually live longer. Therefore, maybe the notes are like more spread out, you know what I mean? Who knows? No, I didn't really ask for a reason. I was just curious. Anyways, I got another question for you. What's the question? Do you believe in ghosts? You look kind of like a weird Mickey Mouse. Can we just like refuse and doing the fuse thing and just go? Oh, we actually get a good look at this picture now. Well, let's die again. I do like how even the bad end routes, just the letters, like there actually is a real difference between them. In the end we just die, of course, but big difference. They went for the effort in that. It's one of those like kind of really low budget, somewhat janky indie horror games that have a unique enough concept and pace that I think it stands out a little bit. But yeah, I 100% think you gotta choose the right answers to trigger the note to spawn. Okay, we're gonna choose the left one. See, the right one is probably bad, not just because you're being friendly, but because you volunteered data about your patterns and your work habits. So that's no good. Because what Larry is trying to do is fish out how you live so they can time their attack. Okay, here's another letter. Dear Laura, we haven't seen each other in months. I've written you every day since you left. When are you going to respond? My hand is cramped with how many times I've apologized to you, and I've admitted that what I did was wrong. I haven't spoken to her since it happened. I would never be with anyone other than you. I've been putting on a smile, but I'm empty without you here. Please write me back. Give me one more chance. Please, Laura. Larry. So we've already seen this letter before. So let's not worry about that. So let's go the right one. I don't know, like I'm just going to go with my theory that don't pick any letters that volunteers information about your patterns. Because everyone once again volunteers like, oh, you work in the morning, you sleep at night. So my guess. Plus we haven't gone down this route as far as letters go. You feel a sense of unease, so you can't imagine why. Okay, so if I don't see a letter spawn, then I know that was the wrong choice, and we might as well restart the whole thing. Let's see, I tried to hurt you, I'll never want the best for you, I made a stupid mistake and I've paid for it. Please don't make the wound deeper. We've known each other for years and I can't live without you here. Just when I see you blue flies again, I have you in my arms. Give our first to Garrett since we have everything. Please don't ignore me, view my words as empty. I mean, I definitely found that one before. Well, yeah, no, we got a letter of spawn. I found your new address. Why did you move? I just want another chance, Laura. Is that too much to ask? It's been so long since I've seen you, but I'll finally be able to tonight. You thought you could just forget about me, because I've never forgotten about you. Not for a second since you left. You thought you could just leave me, like I'm nothing. I saw your new boyfriend, too. Seems like a great guy. If only he treated you as well as I did. Okay, we're the new boyfriend. If you're reading this and I'm upstairs right now, I've heard you come in, and I'm heading downstairs right now. Don't bother calling the cops. I cut the phone lines. Then why would you want to leave? I have a wonderful smile to share with you. I can't wait to hold you again. And this time, I won't let you go. Sincerely, Larry. Yeah. About that. We should probably leave. I'm actually legitimately, like, pretty worried that we're gonna see that thing, like, coming down the stairs. Hippity-hoppity. Protag. Leave. Move. Houses. Dear Thomas, no worries at all, but you asked about my life. I didn't take much offense to the question. Oh, and I've been feeling very well emotionally. Thanks for asking. COVID hasn't hit me quite as hard as it hit some other people, and I'm very thankful for that. Now, I do have one question to ask you, so it's a bit random. I like to ask this most of my pen pals just to get to know them a bit better. Have you ever been in a relationship that just didn't work out? You felt like it's all your fault. Like you could have done something different. I know it's a very personal question, so I don't mind if you don't answer. Sincerely, Larry. Don't go upstairs or I reply. You saw that one letter? It's all like, I'm in your house and I'm coming down to murder you. You think that was a bluff? Look, he's right outside the window right now. He's planning to murder you at this very moment. He is staring at us through the window, and you are not leaving because you're dumb. least arm yourself with a knife or something. Maybe a crowbar. Good old Gordon Freeman. Okay. I'm glad to hear you've been doing well during COVID. I'm also happy I can make you feel even better by being your pen pal. Now to your question. I honestly don't think I'll answer it like it's a very personal question. It kind of did come out of nowhere. Maybe I'll answer it later once we know each other better. Hi there. Good to hear you've been getting by. I personally have been quite down lately since I haven't been able to see my family in a couple of weeks. And to answer the question you asked, yes, I have. I find that when you start to feel like this, it's best to take a step back and look at the situation as a whole, not just your part in it. You need to see what went wrong between your partner and you. But you also have to acknowledge that what you may have done was wrong, because in my experience, the sooner you come to terms with your own faults, the easier it is to deal with a breakup. Is there any reason you ask? There's two ways this can go. So the right one volunteers information. It volunteers, I have not been able to see my family in a couple of weeks. Which is, oh, people aren't watching out for you, there's no family coming out of the house, murder. But it also gets to the personal issue that we know about Larry, that this is some kind of weird revenge murder or something, I don't know. The left one is not volunteer information whatsoever. So it's one of the two. It depends. Are we supposed to appeal to the emotional side now, or are we supposed to appeal to the logical, don't volunteer information side? It's a coin toss at the moment. Let's stick to the logical side, actually. Let's stay the consistent way. If it's the wrong one, we can always come back. You rest your head and mail a letter in the morning. This is D-Day. Are you glad you have someone to talk to? Okay, so the text was a little different. That's new text. Good or bad. Keep his eyes out for any letters. It could still be one. If we answer the final letter, we do initiate the endgame, possibly. So do not pick up that final letter right away. Now, I've looked around. I have not seen a letter. It's a possibility we did choose the wrong answer, or a possibility we are on the good ending. No worries, buddy. Anyways, I got another question for you. Which I'm not going to pick up. Okay, it's a bad ending route. Okay, we're going to choose this one this time. The emotional appeal one. And hopefully we don't die. If that's still the wrong ending, then that means the letters can spawn on any of the answers. Or it can say answer, like, spawn on specific combinations. A true friend can be hard to find. No, I think this is good. We haven't seen that text yet. Okay, let's do our look around for notes. So, hopefully we find a new letter at the front door. I was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna murder you today. You really touched some heartstrings. Still gonna look around, though, for letters. So, here's how I think this works, by the way. It's based on, like, my different playthroughs. The places the letters can spawn are randomized, but I think they are set spots that they can be in. So I did find them in different spots, but I only found letters by answering specific things. So like I said, my theory on you pick the right letter to write back, it causes a letter to spawn, is correct. And I'm not sure if a letter even spawns on the final day. So if we get the good ending, then yeah, there's no other letters that spawn. It's just, you live! But I don't know. We're gonna see. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna be pretty stumped about what to do next. Dear Thomas, thank you. Thank you very much. I've been looking for somebody to talk to for quite some time. And through everyone I've written, I haven't come across someone like you. Someone that actually cares and means to help. Someone who understands. I've made mistakes before, Thomas. Big mistakes. And I'm trying my best every day to make up for them. It's just that sometimes I can't seem to let my mistakes go. I suppose everyone like that deep down. Anyways, thank you again, Thomas, for your help. I greatly appreciate it, and hope we cross paths again one day. Please don't stop smiling. Larry. I won't. Now don't be behind me and spook me. You're still behind me! Oh, but the lights didn't go out. You speak to me of loss. You never cared about me. Ooh, I mean, we lived. So I guess we're not the boyfriend? We would have been dead if we were the boyfriend. So then the news report was probably his ex and the boyfriend getting murdered. That's what the news report is about. And then the letters being scattered about his ex is kind of like cry for help. Like he's just kind of leaving them as like he's invading the house. But yeah, that's a good ending. And that is it for Pen Pals. Yep, good ending. So, I think this is like I said, this is a very simple horror game. This is this person's first horror game, I think. It is obviously cheap looking, you know, it looks like an indie horror game. And gameplay-wise, there's not too much anything special going on, right? I mean, even the enemy just kind of stands there. But it's one of those cases where I think the idea of the gameplay and the fact that there were so many variations to letters, like there was some in-depthness to it, kind of elevates the product and makes it a little more fun. That sometimes things had like a little bit better or stuff like that. And there was a couple spots where I thought the game was actually pretty creepy. Sometimes less is more. And its simple style, like I said, it seemed like part of it was intentional, like they were working with the limited resources they were using. Like the way the lighting is like so claustrophobic, it actually kind of worked. It kind of did set an atmosphere. So going back to my previous statement, sometimes less is more. Sometimes it makes you like do a little creative things. Anyway, so thank you all for watching Play Pen Pal. I'll see you guys later, and take it easy.